Here's a special question and answer session with two representatives from the town of Port Hawkesbury who have been seeing how the Phase 5 reopening rules for Nova Scotia are impacting how the town runs its business and how Port Hawkesbury welcomes people to the town's Civic Centre. And we'll begin with some commentary from the person who was front and center during the first 2 days of Phase 5, the Director of Finance for Port Hawkesbury, Erin MacEachen.
Yeah, so basically I've been at in the box office for the last day and a half, and everybody seems to be coming in ready with their proof of vaccination. We don't require proof of vaccination for folks paying their taxes, doing regular, essential business with the town. We do require it for things like the walking track, and I know the fitness facility is checking for proof of vaccination within their facility. Even though we're not asking for it from everybody seems to be stopping and looking to provide it and having it ready. So I really, it's been a good experience. I think there may be some challenges moving forward as we see some larger events, but based on some, hearing about events that have happened in large facilities, they seem to be saying the same thing. You're probably going to have a cranky person here or there, but from our experience so far, just in our regular day-to-day business, there hasn't been, the citizens and the patrons of the Civic Centre are cooperating very, very well, and they're ready to show the proof of vaccination, and it's been a little added challenge, obviously, because we're stopping everybody as they're coming in, or they're stopping, so it's a little added work at the front counter, but everybody is very, very willing to show that at this point in time, and if things change, we can report on that as we go along, because as we've always said, this is going to be a dynamic plan that we have in our Phase 5 reopening, and we'll adjust as the situation changes and evolves. But as of right now, the response seems to be adequate.
Now, if you've gotten both of your vaccinations and you have your proof of vaccination, you know that you can print it off or that you can scan a QR code to your phone or similar device. So what are people in Port Hawkesbury tending to use when they come to the Civic Centre and show their proof of vaccination? I asked Erin MacEachen, the Director of Finance. Here's what she had to say.
It's been a little bit of a mix. We don't have the QR code reader. We've been kind of looking, we've been just trying ones on the app, but they haven't been working for us at this point in time. But most often, the ones that we're checking, people have the paper copy and they're pulling them out of their wallet. But one really neat thing I saw, which I thought was a great idea and I'd like to do myself, was somebody had a picture and they took a picture of both their proof of vaccination as well as their ID at the same time, which I thought was pretty neat. Maybe not all places would accept that, a digital photo of your ID, but for our purposes it was good, and I thought that was really kind of neat, because you may be having to pull both of those pieces out if you don't know the individual that you're checking on. So a mix, but I'd say primarily paper from what I've seen.
Now, you might recall that when Erin MacEachen first started making her comments, she mentioned that proof of vaccination isn't required to carry out simple business like paying your tax bill within the Port Hawkesbury town offices. So why is that the case?
So we're following the guidelines that have come out from the provincial government, and there's definitely things that are you most definitely have to show proof of vaccination, and there's places where you don't, and government offices are ones where you don't. So we're following the provincial legislation, which is kind of what we've been doing throughout this whole pandemic, and we're basing our response on the guidelines they're putting out, and that's why. So I think if you go into Access Nova Scotia, you're not going to be asked for your proof of vaccination. We want people to come in and pay their taxes, so we're not going to stop anybody from doing that.
Now we'll turn to Terry Doyle, the Chief Administrative Officer of the town of Port Hawkesbury, for some answers on a situation that evolved just over the last month and a half concerning proof of vaccination requirements at the fitness facility within the Port Hawkesbury Civic Centre. It's been run by a company called Body and Soul since the Cape Breton YMCA left the facility just over a year and a half ago. However, in September, the owners of Body and Soul posted a message on their Facebook page that stated that not only would they not require proof of vaccination, but that they would file legal action to try to prevent anybody from insisting that they required proof of vaccination and double vaccinations among those using the fitness facility. That has changed in the past week, however, and now, just like most of the rest of the Port Hawkesbury Civic Centre, double vaccination is required for usage of the Body and Soul Fitness Centre. Here's CAO Terry Doyle to explain what happened.
So we met with the owners of Body and Soul, and they've indicated that they will be in full compliance with government regulations, with the Phase 5 reopening plan, and we follow that up twice, and all indications are things are going very well in the fitness center. We met with the owners, and it was not a difficult decision for them to make. They realized how the law worked, and the stance that the town of Port Hawkesbury had, and they have a philosophy with respect to vaccines, which they're certainly willing to communicate. However, the laws of Nova Scotia are the laws of Nova Scotia, and the town of Port Hawkesbury is certainly going to abide by that, and so are all of our leaseholders. So there was really no issue.
According to CAO Terry Doyle, the Port Hawkesbury Civic Centre's new proof-of-vaccination protocols were a true team effort, not just among the main users of the Port Hawkesbury Civic Centre, including the Body and Soul Fitness Centre and hockey teams like the Straight Junior B Pirates and the Capit Highlanders, but also among different departments and different town staff to be able to pull it all together.
So staff worked together with our partners, especially our major users. So we've had discussions with all major users, including the Pirates and Capit Highlanders and Minor Hockey Association, and discussions on how this would work. We offered support in that area, so we're increasing our security assignments, especially on the weekends, so we gathered as much information as we could. We started working on this quite some time ago when we realized this was coming into effect, and then drafted a document with respect to how we were going to carry out compliance, and perfected that as we moved along. And on Friday we met with council and had an information session back and forth on that, and made some adjustments with council at that time, and then had the press release go out that afternoon on changes. Civic Centre we have a lot of customers and a lot of people who rely on the services that we have here, and we're trying to make this compliance as easy as we can for the public and for our major users. So a lot of people working together, and a lot of good information, and a lot of help from the province as well, and answering questions and moving forward.
And one final clarification on the vaccine protocol for the Port Hawkesbury Civic Centre. Yes, you will need proof of vaccination to be able to attend hockey games, but once you're inside Veterans Memorial Arena with your proof of vaccination, there's no limit on attendance, and you can go anywhere you want, including the canteen facility now operated by the Barracan Bistro.
There's no restrictions on attendance, on attendance numbers, and there's proof of vaccination will be required for all those attending. The way it's going to work is, so when you're going to a Pirate game or a Cabot game, or if you're going for minor hockey, when you go past the desk, you've already shown proof of vaccination. You go to the canteen, you're fine. So that's what we've told the canteen provider. That's when people come there, they've already been checked. The only time it becomes an issue is during the day, because there's various things that you don't need your passport for during the day.